You ever feel like you don't have enough time, but in the grand scheme of things, all you really need is better habits? Yeah, I know. It sounds pretty simple. It's like you do one little change in your life and it makes a big difference. Well, it does, because better habits lessens a lot of chaos. Let's use an example like your house, your apartment. Throughout the week, if you don't do anything, it's gonna get messy. There's gonna be things that are gonna start, piling up. Laundry, dishes, trash, right? So if you don't do anything, it's gonna pile up. That's the reality of it. And that doesn't necessarily mean your couch pillows are gonna be all over the floor, clothes are gonna be thrown on the stairways, No, but things will pile up. That's chaotic, okay? So if you slowly start doing little things here and there, it's not going to get chaotic like that. And if that's not a good example, then this one is. Years ago, I read a book. It's called The 1%. I honestly don't remember the author. And what that book is, every single day you do one little thing to get better at something. Okay? So let's just say you want to learn piano. Now, you practice every single day. Just 1% every single day. By the end of the year, you're going to come such a long way. You will be playing way better than when you first started. Instead of beating yourself up and like trying to reach a certain goal by an unrealistic time. And when you're constantly doing a habit, they say, I've heard multiple things. I've heard 20, 30, or even 40 days. Screw it. Let's just say 60 days. And I think by 60 days, like you're good. When you start doing something every single day for 60 days, right? Let's just mark that as a goal, okay? 60 days, it's going to become habitual for you, and it's going to be second nature. You're going to constantly always want to do it. It's already part of your routine. You can't shake it now. So, it's the same with breaking a bad habit, but you want to start good habits because when you're doing that, you're going to improve in certain areas in your life because you don't want to be all over the place. You don't want to be feeling busy without being productive. We commit to so many things, and before you know it, it's like, did I do anything to improve my lifestyle? Did I do anything to fix or change what needs to be done? Like me, I want to stay on schedule with small things. Okay? So, throughout the week, I might have to do certain things with the kids. Read with them, help them with their homework, even school projects. So, my oldest, I'm always telling her, like, whenever she says, I have a project that needs to be done, I always ask, when is it due? And, if she tells me, oh, at the end of the week, right? Let's just say it's Sunday and she tells me Friday. And I'm like, okay, I know what's going to happen every single night. I might get tired. Something might pop up. So I'm like, today, you are to work on it as much as possible. And we are going to finish this by Wednesday, not the night before it's due, right? And so she'll start working on it. And then I'll do what I need to do. A lot of times it's like a drawing. Um, she always wants it to be done well, so she comes to me. I'm a very good artist, and so like I'll draw something or paint something, or it might be some type of arts and crafts, and I'm very creative with it. So like she always gets a good grade, but I make sure that I'm not doing all the work. I'll let her do some of it, right? And I heard of there's this thing that some people do. It's called a morning manifesto, and I have done that in the past, and then I got sidetracked. But I'm starting it up again, and it's pretty much like journaling your thoughts 15 minutes in the morning. Right now, I don't do that first thing when I wake up. It's more like right when I get to work, I just like jot something down, 15 minutes, and boom, and it's everything that's on my mind. I've heard of this one. This is a good one, where you write for 5 minutes what you're grateful for, what's troubling you, and then what you would like to do. Like what kind of goal you want to accomplish. And that's a pretty good one because, like it just gets everything out. Like you put it out there, whether it's a digital or pen and pad, you put it out there and like, okay, now your thoughts are on paper. But what can happen like months down the road after doing this? You go back and you look, did you start accomplishing certain things? Like have you been less stressed? It starts putting a lot of things into perspective, and it does help. So I'm definitely trying that now. So unfortunately, I'm only doing that Monday through Fridays, right? Like right when I get to work, I leave my iPad at work. But I could also do that at home. I should try to push for that on the weekends. I got to make a point to doing that, right? But yeah, this is creating better habits. It's gonna free up more time. Are you going to be on your device a lot as far as like doom scrolling, or just trying to binge watch something and you're catching yourself there for 20 minutes just searching something good to watch? That time can be used up. Maybe you might want to read something, a book, whether it's a self-help book or a novel that you always wanted to get into, right? I know I can definitely find more time to read books that I have piled up. That's definitely something that's been on my agenda, and I've been pushing it back. I've been a little lazy with it. I'm going to have to add that to my habits. I got to practice what I preach, you know what I mean? I also heard that you should start with something small that takes less than 2 minutes to begin. Because if you go ahead and try to do something, a habit that takes a while, you're probably going to dread it. It's going to be daunting. Like, you're not really going to want to start it. But if it's a habit like preparing your lunch the night before, so that way when you're going to work the next day, you don't have to worry about door dashing, because we all know that can pile up pretty quickly. That will burn through your finances, let me tell you. For all you YouTubers out there that you have your own channel and you're trying to grow, and maybe you don't know an editor or you can't afford one, maybe what you can start doing is learning how to edit faster. You can edit faster by creating shortcuts. And there's tons of videos out there how to do shortcuts. It will speed up your time, right? So it's like what would take you like 3 hours, and I don't even know if that's long or short for some of you, but I'm just going to use a number. If it takes you 3 hours to edit a video, I'm pretty sure, like I can assure you that if you start practicing shortcuts and certain methods to edit faster, it can shave your time in half or maybe more. And I was telling a friend of mine who has a YouTube channel, I was asking him, I was like, well, what's your biggest struggle, right? And he was telling me that he's just watching the video, right? And he's just like constantly, fixing tiny little things here and there and just rewatching it. And I was like, well, look, this is what I do. As I'm watching my video, there's something that I don't like, I cut it out right then and there. I do one whole pass. And then I go back. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing that. And also I'm making notes, right? On the timestamps. Like if I want to add a title, or do something particular there. Then I go through another pass to see if there was anything else that I missed. After that, I go straight to all of those markers that I've made, and I make my adjustments right then and there. And a lot of the times, like it really doesn't take me that long to edit one video. But it also depends too, right? Like if one of my videos, like I beat the game and it's like a 3-4 hour game, well, yeah, it's going to take a while, because I don't want to put all of the times that I died, you guys are going to get bored. So like I usually just put only one time that I died, so you guys are not getting bored. You know, it's not like I'm trying to, you know, cheat and show like, oh, like I barely died in this game. Like, no, I die a bunch of times. It's just that I cut out like if I died like 5 times. I think that happened like in one of my videos with Donkey Kong. I died a bunch, but I didn't show all of that because that would get boring. You guys are just gonna like click out, you know. So I just showed that I died once, just so you guys know I'm not perfect. So that video, you know, it took me some time to edit. But let's just say it's a short video that, you know, I really couldn't beat. I played it for like 30 minutes and I just couldn't do it, and like I throw in the towel. I'm still gonna make a video on it, but in the video, you know, like I could get through it pretty quickly. And all my videos are relatively the same. Like I don't try to do anything too crazy with it. I was never the type of person to add all these flashy different edits and, you know, transitions. I was never into it, and it turns out a lot of people that watch YouTube videos, they're tired of that. They just want something very simple. So I think I'm sidetracking over here. But yeah, that's to put into perspective, you know, like that is a habit, you know, to how to edit better so that it can free up your time. You're in control of your life. You know what needs to be done. So, you know, think of what's going to help you out and just apply it in your life. You know, I can't really think of like a whole bunch of scenarios, like, you know, aside from what I just listed, but maybe, you know, like exercising. You start with like a morning or evening routine and just, you know, do something very simple, brisk walk, some push-ups, some pull-ups, better posture, staying away from junk food and eating better alternatives. And those little things will make a drastic change in your life, like within a year. I can assure you, if you're doing it every day. So yeah, that's what I got for you. I will see you next time, guys. Take care, and I hope this has benefited you in some way. Later.